Hey guys, it's me, Happy Hour from Happy-Tec, and today, no, I do not have an airsoft thing right now. I actually have something else that's different for once. So there we go. So this one, to let you know right now, this one was really experimental. I just wanted to see if it was possible and if it could actually work, and it did. So there we go. So in case you're wondering if the title hasn't given it away, this is the Pick-Man. Why it's called the Pick-Man? Well, let me show you. If I could find out what's in this pocket. Boom! And if you're wondering why it's called the Pick-Man, well, here's the first half. It says HangMan. See? Yeah, I cracked the screen after years. I actually had this since I've had this little I've actually had this toy thing since 2005. This was actually used for one of my back in middle school. They made you have these little emergency kits just in case something happened, and this was in it from when I was younger. It was supposed to be a little HangMan toy thing, and it was basically an LCD game where you pretty much play HangMan with the thing, and it worked. And I still use it sometimes today because, you know, it's HangMan. It's randomly generated words, I think, or it's preset. I don't know. So there we go. It covered, and it's pretty thin if you can see that. It's actually really thin, mainly because it's just an LCD screen and there's nothing to it. And it's all powered by a little coin cell battery. There we go. And it does work still, actually, after all these years. Where's the on button? Right here. I'm not sure, because the thing with LCD screens, they do not want to record sometimes, as you can see. And basically, to show you, it actually does work. You have your little select buttons here. And let me just select random words because I know I can't remember the category I selected for this. So I'm just going to press enter, and as you know, you play. If you lose, you start building the little HangMan dude. And I don't know what word it is. And oh, actually I guessed the word, and it's hawk. Just by randomly selecting words. So yeah. So anyway, that's it. That's the little game part, and as you can see, it still works. But here's the real reason why it's called the Pick-Man. First half of it is called, even though it's called a HangMan, I actually managed to hide a little LockPick set inside the HangMan toy. Why it's called the Pick-Lock, the LockPick, HangMan, Pick-Man. It's kind of a lame pun on Pikmin, you know, the video game, but, you know, I decided to call it that because I don't know what to call this thing. It's just a HangMan with a little, if you peel away this top here. Oh, frick. I didn't intend to. There we go. If you peel it away, it actually shows a little LockPick set inside. The screen folds away on accident. That's because of the design. But these two things right here, you have a LockPick set. So let me take them out. Okay, set the game. These two things right here are LockPicks. And yes, they actually have worked. I managed to LockPick into a cabinet once. And don't worry, it's in the house. I would never take this outside because if I get caught, I would not end well for me. So don't worry, these do actually work. I might actually go back to that cabinet and show you that it actually does work. And in case you're wondering, these actually are good enough to get into a door, even though I can't really find it. Well, I don't want to LockPick into a door because I might risk breaking this thing. I broke it once in development, so I don't want to risk it. But a cabinet might be better because it was broken and I could practice on it. But if I can get footage, I'll show you that these do actually work. And I managed to LockPick into a few cabinets and around the house. And I actually have one downstairs that I might be able to record later if I can find it. Not find it, but I can get to it and then set up this camera thing. And there we go. Basically, lockpicking is basically, if you don't know what it is basically when you forcefully don't have a key that you know, that gets into the door. What you would do is you would basically use this. This is a turn wrench, I believe. I can't remember the terminology. Turn wrench, and you have different picks, but I just use the most generic one in this case, which is a hook pick. But there's different types, like where it's rounded, like a spade, or has little squiggly lines. But there's different picks for different occasions. But I tried to make an all-in-one, which doesn't work realistically in the lockpicking world. But you know, it's the idea behind it. Also, it's just a little proof of concept. So you have your turn wrench and your pick. Basically, you would apply pressure to the lock and you would just individually set the pins as if there was a key there. That's pretty much what lockpicking is. It sounds simple, but it's actually really difficult in practice. But I managed to learn just enough that there are two different doors, basic doors and security doors. And the ones with security doors have those little tiny security pins, and those can be locked, but they take a lot of time and they're hard. But that's not the intent. So this is just for proof of concept, because I've been watching too much James Bond at the time when I made this thing, this little Pickman. But I did carry it around with me just for the fun of it, and this is gonna be a little story between me and you guys. I actually did use this once in school, but with permission of the teacher, of course. That they had a little lab cart. Basically a little cart full of little netbook laptops for the class to use. They had a lab cart, and it was locked. So my teacher sent the TA, a teacher's assistant, out to go get the key. And while he did that, he looked at me, because I showed him this little thing. He thought it was cool. Thank goodness at the time. And he knew that I showed him this, so he decided to call on me to, in front of the whole class, lockpick it. And long story short, after it took me like 1 or 2 minutes to lockpick into the cabinet. It was a very easy lock. I did it in front of the whole class, and they were surprised I was able to do it. And then some of the people were kind of terrified that I could do this, but it was just all in good fun. And then so I lockpicked into the little lab cart, and then the teacher assistant came back, and he pretty much after he found out I lockpicked it while he was gone, because he pretty much had to go get the keys even though I locked it already. He gave me a pretty nasty stare for pretty much the remainder of the period of the class. But you know, whatever, it was funny. So there we go. So I did use this once with permission, of course, to use the lockpick or the Pickman on that little lab cart. Now in real life, I would never take this outside to do anything apart from just practice at my own leisure at home. But never take it outside without permission, because if you're found doing this, you know, to some random person's lock without permission, you can get arrested. So there's a little bit of a restraint to be had here. So do not make your own lockpick and just start picking locks wherever you please, unless you want to go to jail. So just a little safety tip from me. So there we go. And it does work. So there we go. It's kind of hard to get in here. So, wow, I can't even reassemble my own thing anymore. It's over. So there we go. It's not the easiest thing to reassemble. This is actually one of the more. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you how I did this. My bad. That's ignorant of me. Basically, how I did this is basically this little thing here. This is actually just one piece of film. That's why it's starting to crack here. I literally just took a little X-Acto knife, just cut around the adhesive, and it just lifted up like this. That's it. And this is literally the inside. Just a little LCD screen that pretty much just does things. And there's so much space on the side here. So I figured, why not? And in case you're wondering, these are actually from a pumpkin carver. This is from one of the cutters. And this is from another one that had the more smaller knife. As you can see, you can still see some of the serrations. I grinded down, but this is actually a pumpkin carver. These are both pumpkin carvers from pumpkin carvers, so. It took me a while to grind this one down. It took me like 30 minutes, but I finally got it just right, so it hits the pin, but not too big or too small. And this is the insides, and that's about it. And this one, the pick goes into this little holder right here, and the little turn key, or turn key goes into right here. And if done correctly, folds up in this little package, and you can just take it wherever you go. So there we go. This is the little Pickman I made because I was watching too much. I went a whole James Bond marathon making this. Because at the time I was making the Walter PBK for the 600 subscriber special. That's why I also made this on the side. I was thinking about making some weird collab between the two videos, but I was like, nah, never mind. So this is the result. So this is the Pickman. I just wanted to show you guys. I thought maybe you guys might like it or not. And if you did, be sure to let me know. And I'll try and make more little gadgets based on something like that. So there we go. This is the Pickman. And I hope you guys liked it. So, put it in there. So, my name is HangMan. This is Happy from Happy-Tec, And as always, you guys, be chill. Okay, so I have a cabinet right here, just to show a proof of concept for these LockPicks. And for safety issues, because we don't actually have the key for this thing, so I don't want to risk actually locking it, and this thing might break or something. It's going to be open, but it also should show you that the fact that this is open, and then there's one right here that'll fold up, and this one closes, and that locks it up. So, think about lock picking. It takes time, but this one should be easy. This one's a bit loose, obviously, so hopefully you can still see the insides working. So, I should probably move the camera more to the side, but let me quick concept. There we go. Now you can see the thing. So well, it just takes some time, patience, and sometimes you have to be easy on the locks. There we go. So now it is locked, and now to prove that it can go both ways, I will unlock it. There we go. So there we go. So I wouldn't have taken, maybe I may have not taken as long had this been a regular lockpick set, but as you can see, it does work. And although it's not the most practical, because one, it's so short that you have no control here with your actual hand, and you have to be using your both fingertips here. It's not as controllable. And this one, since it's so short, you have less movement. Because the thing with lockpicking is you have to be really featherly gentle, light, to feel the pins move up. Because the reason why these are hard to use, because they're so short, is that you have to be so up in there, and you have no controllability. But have these been a longer, lockpick, like a regular one, like I said, are about that long, because most of it's just a handle, and it just tapers down to that little tip that you have so much control, and you can feel the pins. But here it's just nah, just get in there and knock it. But there we go.